Hey everyone, welcome to the show. Today on the show, Plumbing with Tim, we're just kind of hanging out around the house, and I ran into a product over the course of this last week. I had a customer's house that I'd never seen before. Maybe a bunch of you guys have, but if you haven't, I want to share this product with you and tell you why, if you see one in a home, to get rid of it as soon as possible. This right here is a Brasscraft Pro Fit angle stop. I don't know if you can see that or not. Focus, whatever. Take a good look at that. It's an angle stop. I ran into this the other day. I ain't never seen one of these things. Holy cow. Well, it was leaking and it needed to come out. Well, since I never saw one, I had to figure out how the heck this thing was put together. Now, unlike a traditional Brasscraft angle stop, as you can see, it's got a nut. Alright? You put a couple wrenches on there, you take the thing off, and you replace it with the new one. But with this style Brasscraft, it's a little bit different. There are no nuts on there and stuff. And when I ran into this product at a customer's house, it was dripping. It was back in a cabinet underneath a lavatory faucet, smack dab against the wall right in the corner where I couldn't really see how this thing was put together and what made it work and how I'm going to get this thing out and replace it with a traditional valve. Let me show you what I had to do. Now, being a bit old school and seeing that I'd never came across a product like this, I had to step back for a moment and look at the mechanics of this thing and see how it worked in order to get this thing successfully off and put a new one on. Now, if you look closely, you can see what looks like is a tab or some sort of a retention clip. See two little spots down at the bottom? So I knew that was the first start why I needed to get that thing out, how I was going to get things out. So I took my fingers and I pressed these two little tabs together like so and got myself a little pick. Tried to get it up inside of there. Nice and easy. Oops, see that? Started pulling that clip off. And it needs to come all the way off. Just like that. Alright, that's what you're left with. That's a retention clip. Now that's off there, and I'm going to tell you the reason why that is on there in the first place. Now we have to figure out how this thing comes off of this pipe. So now that I had the clip off of this Pro Fit Brasscraft angle stop, I started looking at it and noticed that this was kind of the same setup as a shark bite. Ha! Now, like I said, this thing was butt up against the back of the cabinet. So there was no just putting a little half moon in there and sliding the thing off. I ended up having to take, that's why you see plier marks on there, and pull the thing away from the wall just enough so I could get a wrench back behind there. I'm going to show you what I had to do to get this sucker off. Now, everybody knows shark bites, they come with those little half moons that you can slip back behind here and push that tab in and pull the thing out. Well, I didn't happen to have one on me, so what I did is I took an adjustable wrench. I took and I closed it off to the back of that like so. See that? Just like that. Now I needed some way of getting that valve off there. See that? And there's the center inset that came out with it. Let me show you the valve now. Just like a traditional shark bite, this is a center insert. See that? This little plastic thing. It slid its way down in there, like so. Those inserts are in there for when you make this application for PEX, because it creates a sturdiness on the insert of the pipe, so you're not crushing it. Well, that should have came out in the first place because somebody put this on copper, which is a strong metal, and you don't need that insert. This is only for if you're doing PEX. But the inside is set up almost exactly like a shark bite. Now, back to the clip. This clip was put on here. I'm going to put it back on there. If I can, let me see if I can slide it back in there. The clip sets in there. Now, just like that. So this thing cannot be pushed back to pull the thing off. It's a retention clip. So I knew is once I got that clip off of there, here, a little pick. It's always good to use a little pick if you can. Get it in there. Get that thing out. Now you can get your tool back behind and you can knock the thing out of there. These are garbage. Don't leave these in a house because they will leak every single time. Trust me, this is a Brasscraft Pro Fit angle stop. Garbage. almost like the Accor flow type. These are junk. This was put in by a contractor because the house I went to, the bathroom had been remodeled, cabinets put back in, and the contractor didn't want to pay the money to get a plumber out. Went up to his local Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever he went, and he picked some of these up, and they're push and play. That's all they are. Little quarter turns. Garbage, plastic, cause damage to cabinet. Lady just bought the house. Get these out of the house. See how easy it was for me to get the thing out of there? You run into one of these things, it's the first thing you want to do is get them out whether they are leaking or not. Call me old school if you will. I'll stick with my traditional Brasscraft angle stop. Alright, traditional, sturdy. Yeah, they will leak. Everything man-made is meant to leak. But this gives me a sense of security. Alright, and I have other videos to show you how you can upgrade these instead of having to take the whole thing off. But trust me, Brasscraft, stop making these, okay? They're flooding houses, they're garbage. I don't care if you're a contractor or whatever, pay a couple extra bucks. I know once you sell the house or you finish the job, your responsibility's gone. But think about the people that are moving into that house that have no idea. I'm a plumber and had never seen one of these. Imagine being a homeowner. You're not thinking about that. Nobody just goes around opening up the cabinets and saying, what the heck is that? They're not thinking about that. They're thinking about living their lives until they open that cabinet one day to grab something out of there and there's water all over the place. That's all the time we got for today. I appreciate you guys all hanging out with me. Hope you've learned something. I'd love to hear in the comments below, those of you that ran across these, and whether you've looked at them and said, I ain't touching that, or have actually had to go to a call where this was the problem and then had to figure out how the heck this piece of garbage first of all got in there and how you're going to get it out of there and put a new one. Thanks so much, and everybody have a great happy new year. Got lots of great videos coming out soon. Till next time, keep plumbing.